Listen to the 48 Hours podcast for shocking murder cases and compelling real-life dramas from one of television's most watched true crime shows. Go behind the scenes of each episode with award-winning CBS News correspondents and producers in Postmortem, a weekly deep dive. Listen to 48 Hours wherever you get your podcasts.
This episode is brought to you by Marvel Studios Echo. All episodes streaming January 9th, only on Hulu and Disney+. Rated TV MALV. Viewer discretion advised. Maya Lopez has betrayed her mentor, the notorious Kingpin. Now on the run, she returns to her hometown to prepare for the biggest fight of her life. Don't miss Marvel Studios' hardest-hitting series yet. An epic 5-episode event. Marvel Studios Echo. All episodes streaming January 9th, only on Hulu and Disney+.
Hey y'all, I'm April.
And I'm Caroline.
And this
is your Bloody Happy Hour.
Caroline, are you ready for this?
This is your newest guilty pleasure.
It's the bloodiest part of your week.
Did we say something about it also being happy hour?
Show did.
Because we about to be sipping on some murder. Bloody Happy Hour.
Hey y'all, this is April.
And this is Caroline.
And we have a couple of sponsors to read to you right now.
First, we're going to go with the lovely, the amazing Blend Jet 2 Portable.
Yes.
Blender.
I am so excited about our new blenders.
I'm excited because I have Woody from Toy Story.
I have my very own Mickey Mouse Blend Jets. And these are for those of you who hate your protein shakes in your blender, in your shaker cups. It's always chalky.
You get stuck.
Yeah.
It's lumpy.
It gets real lumpy. This is a good option. They are portable, so you can blend it at work. You can fit it in your cup holder. Does it make a lot of noise, Caroline?
Oh, it's whisper quiet.
It's whisper quiet. And it is rechargeable, so you can use it 15 times before you even have to charge it.
And it cleans itself. All you have to do is drop a little water in there and a drop of soap and blend it up, and it's clean.
And it's clean. You also don't have to buy your own protein if you don't want to. You can go to blendjet.com, and there are some ready-to-blend lattes. You got mocha, vanilla, cinnamon, chai, caramel, and green tea.
You also have some protein smoothies, chocolate, peanut butter, banana, peanut butter, power breakfast, very berry, and blueberry acai. Yes, acai.
I never know which one.
I never know which one. But we're going to go with acai or acai. I'm going to go with acai.
They'll correct us. Okay, so I'm excited. We have not used ours yet. We are using them first thing in the morning, and you should get yours. How do they order?
You just go to blendjet.com and order the discount code
BHH12. You get 12% off your BlendJet and anything else you put in your cart. That is blendjet.com to save 12% at checkout. You put in the code BHH12.
This is going to make everything in your life easier. So
yeah.
do it.
Yeah. Mine's going in my office and it's staying there.
Same.
Love it. Love it. Up next, we have
Champions. Haircut?
Yeah.
April, are you looking for a good haircut or shave experience?
Sure, always.
Come to Champions Salon and Barber. Our skilled barbers and stylists are dedicated to giving you the very best service possible. Whether you need a simple haircut or the complete grooming package, we have you covered. Okay? And while you're there, you can enjoy a free complimentary beer and a chat with the friendly staff.
And they give you koozies.
And they have 2 convenient locations in Waco and Woodway. You can also book appointments online or through the app to make it easy and schedule your next visit. So why wait? Go to Champion Salon and Barber today and experience a cut above the rest.
Yes. Okay, and last but not least, we are drinking out of our Bloody Happy Hour 30-ounce tumblers made by Misty McCombs with Idle Hands Crafts in letter N more. You can find them on Facebook, or you can email at idlehandscraftsinmore@gmail.com. Get yours pretty quick. We've already got some orders in, and they were so excited to get their cup and drink like your hostess do.
I love it.
Caroline, what's in your cup today?
Well, I have a little bit of what you have, which is the
Jim Beam.
And that's what I have.
Okay. That is also what I have. Still drinking on the birthday Jim Beam. You know what? And we're just going to follow it with some protein and blend us up a smoothie after this.
Why not?
What do you have for our Turn Up Tuesday today?
Turn Up Tuesday. Okay, so there's been a update in the Shanquella Robinson case.
Oh, no.
So, in case you didn't know, here's a little background. She went to Mexico in October 2022 with 6 of her friends from her hometown of Charlotte, North Carolina, and they were staying at this luxury villa in Mexico. So, they're there. The following day, one of the friends calls her mom, Shanquella's mom, telling her that she had alcohol poisoning. Like, hey, Shanquella has alcohol poisoning and she's needing medical attention. 4 hours later, she dies. So then for weeks, Shanquella's family believed that she died from alcohol poisoning. But in November is when the video started circling. And this video was of her getting beat up, like vicious attack, just getting beat up. She was naked. She could barely talk. There was some guy in the background like, Quilla, you're not going to fight back. You're not going to fight back. And this went viral. She was kicked several times. And after the video came out, the Mexican authorities opened an investigation into her death, and they classified it as a case of femicide, which is a gender-based murder and hate crime.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Hi, and welcome to Bustles and Bangers with your hostess, Rachel and Christopher.
I love it when you say my name.
And you didn't say hi.
I didn't. You just kept going. I'm going to introduce the book. I'm not reading it.
It's
because I don't like reading.
Girls like cowboy butts, and those jeans don't hide anything. Find us on Instagram at Bustles and Bangers or on roguemedianetwork.com.
Hola, yo soy Jackie.
Y yo soy Jessica.
Y esto es Zona del Crimen. Un podcast donde hablaremos sobre casos de crímenes reales
y eventos impactantes que han quedado marcados a través del tiempo. Recuerden que nos pueden seguir en Facebook, Instagram
o donde escuches tus podcasts favoritos.
Hey, I'm Blair.
And I'm Brittany. And we're the host of
By the Cover Podcast.
We cover everything from mysteries, thrillers, romance, chick lit, and even some smut.
Don't forget the smut.
Yeah.
We're so excited to get this thing going and share this with you guys. We've been talking about this for months, and it's finally happening.
Yes.
Special shout out to Rogue Media for helping us with this.
For sure. You can find us on Instagram at bythecover_podcast.
You can also find us on Facebook and TikTok, so don't forget to give us a follow on those two also.
And we are so excited to dive into some of our favorite books and share those with you.
We can't wait. Hope you love it.
So that's where we stood then. It was being prosecuted, hopefully, maybe by the Mexican authorities. Well, then Shanquella's family attorney wrote a letter to President Biden and Antony Blinken for the U.S., asking the U.S. for criminal charges. And inside the letter, they said they included her autopsy, which was done in Mexico. And it showed that the cause of death was a broken neck and a spine. Yeah. And that the manner of death is violent.
Very.
Is that a technical manner? It showed that the other injuries to her body were like the frontal region of her head had bruises. Her hip bones had fractures, and she had a burn on her ankle. And we also know that like she had a broken spine. Like,
yes. And what did her alcohol content end up being? Was it did that come out? But it wasn't very high, was it?
Yeah, it definitely was.
So she
not
wasn't drunk. Yeah.
And I think we have another Quickie episode where we went through the whole thing, but this is just kind of the update. So, according to the attorneys for her family, they said that the Mexican authorities identified the woman who was the one beating her. She was supposedly gonna be like, there was a warrant that was out for her arrest. We thought for a while that she had been like extradited or taken by the Mexican authorities, but
she's at the house.
She's just at the house.
Yeah.
Nothing's ever happened to her. So on April 12th, which is last week.
Last
week. The DOJ announced that they would not file charges in connection to her death. And they conducted an autopsy in North Carolina, and they said that they concluded that federal charges cannot be pursued.
Well.
So there you have it.
I
don't know what you do about that.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know. But I feel like it's pretty obvious that there was video of her being beat to death. And
there's no question. Like, we have video footage and we have an autopsy. If you don't believe that autopsy, do another autopsy. So I'm hoping this isn't the last we hear of this.
Yeah.
What a mess. What a mess.
A little update on the CASHAPP guy, Bobby Lee. Did you hear about this? The guy who founded CASHAPP.
Mm-hmm.
This is pretty short and not sweet, but it's pretty short. On April 4th, he was found. This guy, Bobby Lee, he's the founder of CASHAPP. He has a lot of other things that he's involved in, like a bunch of Bitcoin and stuff like that. April 4th, he was found stabbed to death, and it was like the early morning. It was near in the San Francisco area, near the Bay Bridge, if you're in that area. And Nima Mamini was arrested on Thursday in connection to this attack. So this guy apparently is some IT consultant.
Okay.
And a tech entrepreneur in the Bay Area. And it was reported that it was not random, that they were together driving in a car and they got into an argument, and then this Lee guy starts like running away, and then the other guy just decides to stab him. The end.
The end? What's the conspiracy corner part of it?
There was a confrontation. He started running away, and then he stabbed him to death in the streets. 2 stab wounds to the chest. He tried to get help from officers that were close by, but he died on the scene. Wow. They don't have any motive yet. They don't, that's all they have.
Well.
Sounds a little suspicious to me.
I'm sure there's some TikTok conspiracies out there.
Speaking of TikTok.
Okay.
Have you heard of the Zachary Latham, what did the court TV called it? Like the deadly neighbor, the TikTok deadly neighbor case or something. They named it something crazy. So this thing happened in 2020, but it just went to trial.
Okay.
And I think it took about 2 weeks, and it just finished, like, right now. So this is a story of neighbor fights.
Okay.
Neighbor fights. So this is in New Jersey, and this happened in Vinland neighborhood in May of 2020. So Zachary Latham was 18 years old, and he had stabbed his neighbor, William Durham, goes by Timmy. Okay, so little Timmy. He stabbed him after there was a confrontation in front of their house. So it's been weeks and weeks and weeks that there was this ongoing confrontation. So what happened was this Latham, we'll call him Zach. Zach had a bunch of cars. He liked to have nice cars, and he would post his cars on, like, pictures of his cars on TikTok. And he started to where he would, like, rev up the engines really loud. So he would have loud cars, post those posts on TikTok. Well, the neighbors did not like that he was revving his cars.
He obviously lived in a neighborhood where it's not totally appropriate.
Clearly, I would have been annoyed too, but these people were real annoyed, and they decided to take it into their own hands. So the Durham family, Zach posts an argument between Tiffany. Tiffany's the mom. So she goes over and she's like getting all in his face, like, stop revving your cars. She has it on. He's videotaping the whole thing. Well, she's going crazy. She's being Karen. He starts calling her Karen. Oh, yeah. You're being a Karen. Well, he posted on TikTok, and it goes viral. It gets like 3 million views.
Oh,
it gets like
man.
3 million views. He's posting all of these posts, and he ends up getting like 40,000 followers, like, over time. And this is kind of what he's doing. So now he's like posting these videos of these crazy neighbors who he's just like egging them on, and they're like getting like legitimately like pissed off. So he has a girlfriend named Sarah. So it's Zach and Sarah. And then you have that encounter where, well, then like after that post goes viral, then husband gets mad. Husband is Timmy. And he's like, oh, I'm going to do something about this. So he goes over there, it starts to escalate. And then there's one day where Zach is driving and he's trying to go to his house. Well, Timmy parks his truck in the middle of the road, so Zach cannot drive through in order to get to his house. Mm-hmm. So he kind of is like, move. And then girlfriend Sarah is in the passenger seat. She's recording it. And then they won't move. He ends up just driving around the truck to go on to the house. But they're still mad. So then the whole family, Timmy, Daddy Timmy, Tiffany, Mama Tiffany, Gage, son Gage, and who's the other one? Billy.
Okay.
The whole family goes over to his house, to Zach's house, because they're real mad. So the younger kids, Gage and Billy, they ride their bicycles over there.
Oh, my goodness.
They ride. Dad comes in the truck. Mom's in the passenger seat. This is all...
Where are we at?
New Jersey.
New Jersey. Okay. This is like small town Texas town.
This is all on video because Sarah is recording it all because that's what they do. They're recording it.
Sarah, Zach's girlfriend. Okay.
Yeah. So another thing that pissed him off was that there was one of the videos, there's tons of comments on these videos, right? Well, and then in one of them, they doxed the address, like, which is, they doxed his address of the neighbors. And so that's what also made them even madder. Like they put the home address of the family, the crazy family,
on the TikTok
online. And so then other people were coming by and just like, I don't know what they're just driving by and like trying to egg them on. And so that caused even more situation. So this is what happens. They go in, boys are on the bikes. Dad's driving the truck. Dad gets out of the truck. Zach is in the garage. He has a knife and a stun gun because he's like, I'm in the garage. Y'all are not coming in here. This is my property. But they go straight into that garage. And Zach like tries to swing the knife. He misses. But then Dad comes and punches him and the kids. And it's just this whole brawl. So you have all these, like Mama Karen is outside just watching it. Sarah's over here filming it. And then you have the 3 Durham family members coming and attacking Zach. Well, Zach's just stabbing, and he's like trying to. I mean, I think it's self-defense.
Oh yeah,
and you're on your own property.
They came to your house.
But there's different laws, I think,
in different places.
Like in where I think it's called like you can like protect your own. Some laws you are supposed to retreat, and some you can stand your ground.
Oh, stand your ground. Yeah.
So I heard, I'm not exactly sure on what their laws were, because I was like, why is this even an issue? You were being threatened. You were on your property. They came onto your property. So, well, turns out that Zach ends up stabbing the dad, and he stabbed him fatally. Dad dies.
Okay.
So he calls 911. Zach calls 911. I think multiple people called 911. And he says, I promise you, this is kind of what he was saying. Oh, this is what was on the video. I promise you, you better back up. You're not going to like what's coming. Then that's when the father comes in the truck, and they're like, get off the property, get off the property. And they all start fighting. The camera shakes and gets part of it. And the girlfriend is screaming, and it's all jumbled up, but it's all on video. So then they go to trial, and they're like charging him with second-degree murder, second-degree manslaughter, weapons offense, and aggravated assault.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's charged with all those things.
Was the other family charged with anything?
Yeah.
Mama Karen? Okay.
Yeah, they were charged. So the Durhams, they got, let's see. Oh, yeah, he says they came onto my property with guns, and then I fought them off. They drove away. My windpipe is crushed. I got stomped and kicked by like 10 people. There's blood all over me. I believe I have an open cut. There's blood all over the garage. They came in. They had guns. And this is what he's saying on the 911 call. Officers come. They find everybody out there, and they're like, pronounced dad dead at 7:48. Zach was taken to the hospital. He had a concussion, and he had some cuts. The mom was charged with simple assault and criminal trespass, and her sons were charged with aggravated assault and trespassing. And of course, they're going to claim self-defense.
And now you're a widow.
Because you were mad because the kid was revving his car.
Call the police and give them noise violations and let them ticket them until they stop. I'm sure there's some type of code. They're in the city. You can't play music loud these days.
No, you can't do anything. So they get to where they had the trial. It just got over, and he was found not guilty.
Well, should have.
I know, that's what I said.
Yeah.
I was like, well, if you would have gone out and attacked them if they would have stayed out in the front yelling at you, and you went out there and you started stabbing them, that's different. He didn't
pursue them. Yeah,
he was the one.
It was a lynch mob. They lynch mobbed his ass.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
that is crazy.
I've never even heard of that case until right now.
No. So you only got part of the Florida case from last week because the next day everything changed. So if you haven't listened to last week's Quickie, there was 3 teenagers that were found dead, all within miles of each other. They were all together earlier that night, and town was kind of panicking, thinking, is there a serial killer? They ruled it and said that it's most likely hybrid gang related. And then by the next day, they had an arrest. 2 arrests.
2 arrests.
And then the third guy is at large.
I believe.
One of them was, did they find him?
I think they got him.
One of them was 12 years old.
And
one of them was 17 years old.
Uh-huh.
One of them was arrested with his shirt on at home with no shirt on. Like he was handcuffed with no shirt on.
12-year-old.
That was a 12-year-old, and he looked little bitty.
And they perp walked him on purpose, and they videoed it on purpose because did you hear that the conference?
Yes, the one I sent to you where that guy.
Pissed.
If there's not a police conference you don't watch, you go watch this guy.
You have got to watch this conference.
He does not hold back. about anything. And he says, everything he says is the truth. But basically, all 6 of the teenagers have been involved in a lot of like organized crime, gang-like crime. 3 of them go to school with each other, but not the other 3, I don't think do. But they know each other. And the 3 boys that killed the 3 other people were just turned on them. So they were all had a plan, organized mission, and they turned on them. Now, did they come out with, I've been in New Orleans and shit-faced on Bourbon Street, did they come out with like an actual motive or the why? Or he said, and he's in the interview that I saw, he was not going to release everything until they got the 3rd perp. So I didn't know that they got the 3rd perp.
I'm pretty sure they.
3rd suspect. He was 16 years old. He was arrested. Yeah, so they have them all.
What was the story about the guy in the trunk?
There wasn't a guy in the trunk. There was the girl. Well, was she the girl? It was a girl. There was a girl that was found by a dumpster.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a guy found down the road. Mm-hmm. And then there was another girl that was found in the trunk.
Was that in the car that was submerged?
In the car that was submerged. Okay, of Sylvia Palace, Layla's car.
But in the conference, the officer said that she willingly was in the trunk.
They were all willingly with each other. Like it wasn't like a kidnap type thing.
Yeah.
They were all willingly in the car.
So she just died from being in the trunk?
No, she died from a gunshot wound.
Okay.
And then they put her in the trunk. I thought he was saying that she was willingly, like it wasn't, they didn't kidnap her. They were all willingly together. 3 of them just turned on the other 3.
I guess that's what he was saying. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. But, and they might have come out with more. So there's, I guess, the ending of that story where when we ended last week, I was like, do you think it's a little kid, like somebody their age, or an adult?
Well, it was interesting, too, because in the press conference, he kept talking about how he, a lot of times they don't put minors' faces out there and names immediately, and he wanted to get their faces and their names out there. He was like, I don't want anybody to hang out with these kids. I want the parents to know what these kids did, who they are. And then, so you'll be warned, or at least you'll know about it.
Yeah,
I guess. It was. I've never seen a press conference like that. It was pretty great.
Yeah, he was legit. So there you go. Is that all we have?
Well, the Vallow trial, or Daybell, Lori Daybell. Oh man, I wish so badly that was televised. It's so good. I mean, it's good because I'm listening to it, the audio, and it is wild. It's so detailed. It's so brutal.
And we never knew. We knew that they dug up and found bodies, but we never knew how they died. Right? They didn't release that in the beginning.
They
saved it all now.
Yes.
But obviously, one of them was chopped and burned.
Tylee.
The boy or the girl?
JJ was just in
buried.
A bag. He was in a bag. He was duct taped. And I think they were both pretty burned, but Tylee was like burned and just...
Well, I was watching something today, and that one was burned, and they figured out that burning was too hard. So that's why they just buried the other one.
Tylee first, and then JJ second, and they just put him in a bag and buried him.
Put a bunch of rocks on top of him, and then a bunch of wood, and then like gravel and dirt.
Because Chad Daybell was a grave digger. So he, is that right? A grave digger? Yeah. I mean, they're saying that the reason they knew how to cover it up. I mean, obviously not well enough, but.
Wow. So updated just now. Okay, it's a murder investigation. Okay, so this just in. Thank you to who just tagged us, listener Gabriella Marie. So last week when we were recording, we got a notice about a burning body in Robinson, but we didn't know much then. So it looks like it's an actual murder investigation. So Robinson is a little town outside of Waco, and Caroline did the story on the Darlene Gentry for one of our live shows. Okay. So Robinson Police Department has developed a possible identification in the victim discovered on April 5th at the end of Heston Circle, but are still awaiting confirmation for a positive identification. Possible vehicle identification and location of a person of interest led Robinson detectives to Wichita, Kansas, BTK killer. On Saturday, April 8th, the Wichita Police Department located and attempted to pull the vehicle over, leading to a high-speed chase and the suspect ramming multiple police units. The suspect, identified as Derek J. Dagnalt, was taken into custody and is now a suspect in the Robinson burning person case. He's currently being held on unrelated charges from Wichita. Information indicates that neither the victim nor the suspect has ties to Robinson, and they were just passing through the area when the body was taken to the location where it was found. The department believed this to be an isolated incident, and there's no danger to the community. The Robinson Police Department continues to work in partnership with Texas Department of Public Safety, the San Marcos Police Department, the FBI, and the Wichita, Kansas Police Department, and moving toward resolving this case. So I wonder if the suspect is from San Marcos.
How did it get San Marcos? Where's the burning body?
It was in Robinson.
They just dropped it off, put it on fire, and then they
at the end of Heston Circle,
and then
left.
They started to go on a police chase.
They went to Wichita, Kansas. Okay, that's all we have for you guys. We will see you Thursday with a Nala story. We're going to New Orleans.
Here we go.
Don't forget to
stay aware,
stay alive,
and always be DTF.
Bye, y'all.
Goodbye.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.